What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Nick Williams Show. A little bit of a different setup this week. But yeah, today I have Grizzly Brad from Grizzly Bad Productions, LLC. Thanks for coming up. From Florida. That's how important this show is. From Florida.
Flew here for this.
That's damn right. As we'll tell the public.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah. Thanks for
having me. Can we get the boring crap out of the way? Like, who are you? How long you been doing this? What do you do? That kind of stuff, and then we can actually have a conversation about film.
Yeah, 100%.
Good.
I can't stand the fucking formalities of small talk, but
yeah,
the name is Brad Coutumosh or Brad C. Brad, whatever. I don't care what you call me. Originally from here.
Pull that in just a little bit closer. Yeah, perfect. Go ahead.
Originally from here, from Manchester, New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
Then
now it's all starting to make sense.
Yeah, yes, sir. The prices of shit got ridiculous, and I wanted to keep making movies, so I was like, I need to go somewhere where my dollar stretches a little better. So
yeah, that's fair.
I moved to Tampa with my wife and kids.
Nice.
Rocking it there, and then for film, I was contemplating, continuing my career coming up here, and constantly flying myself up and shooting up here, but I found myself stagnated with the way New England looks. Like, I've just been shooting it my entire life, and it feels like
I guess that's fair.
I got tired of like the pine trees and shit. So I felt super inspired when I moved to Florida, because I was like, man, I love shooting in the Everglades, the swamps and stuff.
That's
so
like a whole new world.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I'm gonna fly everybody down for my next project. But yeah, for the other small talky bit, I've been doing it for a long time.
How old do you know, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm it's gonna hurt 30,
Buddy, 31.
It hurts.
You know what I mean? It does.
It hurts.
You cross that threshold and everything changes.
Yeah, you feel old as shit. Like, I woke up with a crick in my neck 2 weeks ago, and I haven't gotten rid of it.
Dude, okay, my shoulder, it doesn't matter, but my shoulder has been fucking up for like weeks now, and it just doesn't get better. I don't know why.
100%.
I didn't do anything, by the way. I got out of bed and my shoulder hurt.
Yeah, facts, 100%. I picked up my kid. He whined a little bit. I twinged my shoulder/neck, fucking threw out. I was sitting on the bed, and I was like, I'm old as hell. This is terrible. I don't like this at all.
Right.
So yeah, I've been doing this since, I saw Saving Private Ryan when I was a kid, and I was like, damn, I want to do this. My family,
that was the one, huh?
My family was like, oh, so you want to be in the military? And I was like, fuck no, I want to do this.
No,
this.
I want to make movies.
Yeah, this looks dope as hell. How do I do this? So they were like, yeah, you be a filmmaker, whatever. So I went to a designated film high school.
What? They have those?
Yeah, it's like a trade school.
Explain.
So it's called Manchester School of Technology. It's a trade school up in Manchester.
Sure.
And you can simultaneously go to trade school while you're going to high school. So for my junior and senior year, I would go to like 2 normal high school classes for the morning, and then I'd take the entire middle of the day, go to the other school, and just do film classes. So we're shooting on like studio televisions and cutting.
Can I go back if I missed out on that?
100%. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they take kind of the 30-year-olds in there, but you can do what you got to do. But so I did that. I graduated in 2013, and I jumped right into it. I started doing commercials, and the feature industry is kind of like a Freemason society. Like, you got to know the right person who knows the right person who scratched that guy's back who did something. So
I got stuff to say about that, but go ahead.
Yeah. So I started on like AARP commercials. I was doing fucking Red Sox commercials and all this shit. And then
That's how you started?
Yeah.
How did you get into doing that as a start?
I'd work for free.
Yeah.
I was a straight hoe.
Which is fair. I mean, a lot of us are.
Yeah.
A lot of us still are.
Yeah. So they'd put out like a day rate.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad. I mean, I'm fucking carnivorous like a vampire, but they'd put out a day rate.
Sure.
And then I would call the producer. I'm like, I'll do it for half, and I'll work double.
Yeah.
And they're like, great, come on.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah.
That's the only way I could undercut people who had already been in this thing for years.
Sure, it makes sense.
So I did that, and I met one guy who met another guy who met another guy. Then I got my first call to do something big on Ghostbusters, the all-female reboot in 2017.
Yeah.
And that one,
really the pinnacle of cinema.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, Saving Private Ryan, female Ghostbusters. It was
at that point I would just quit.
Yeah,
I would say I've made it. I'm done.
Yeah, I've made it. Here's the mountaintop, Mom. I made it. Yeah.
Right,
so
right.
we were on that, and I remember being like because that was the first time I had seen, like, I've done film for years,
Sure.
but that was the first time that where I've been on a set where they had the money to make Times Square in mass.
Yeah.
So they took out an airstrip, blue screened everything,
Yep.
shipping containers, and they made, Times Square in a airstrip in Weymouth. Like, it was like crazy. And I was
Yeah.
like, wow, this is cool. I want to keep doing this. But the industry is like, just because one guy who got you that one thing doesn't mean that next guy is on the next thing. You have to keep doing it. So
Sure.
I went back to the commercial life. And then when I fully got indoctrinated was I was working at Regal, in between commercial gigs, because commercials don't pay shit, especially the way I was doing it.
Yeah.
And so I was working at Regal, and then I got a call from this sultry voice guy named Tim Ledoux. And it was like 2:00 in the morning, and he's like, "Hey, is this Brad?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Hey, you want to come on set tomorrow?" I was like, "For what?" He's like, "Don't worry about it. Can you beat a ass in 4 hours for call?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I don't know what's going on." He's like, "Yeah, meet me at this parking lot." And I
Yeah.
was like, "Okay, I'm gonna get fucking sex trafficked."
Yeah.
So I I got there, and it was like Teamsters, the whole nine,
Yeah.
in a dark dirt lot.
The
And it
best way. The
yeah.
best kind.
And it was Patriots Day, so we were shooting Patriots Day. And
Nice.
my first day on that was we had 1,600 extras, and we were doing the recreation of the bombs going off. So
Wow.
they're like, "Hey, nice to meet you. Welcome to set. Here's your batch of 500 extras, and be on the walkie, and you're gonna have to tell them exactly what to do, where to go, and stuff like that."
Yeah.
And they're like, "It's going to be like herding cats, because the minute the bombs go off, everybody's gonna freak out. And it's your job to make sure that nobody tramples each other and dies."
Now, how did they do? How do they recreate? Did they actually use explosives and
Yeah, three-quarter loads.
gasoline or whatever
Yeah,
it was?
3/4 loads. So we had done all of Boylston Street over again on an airstrip,
Yeah.
and I think it was lens crafters that blew up, and something else, maybe like a finish line or something.
Yeah.
And they put 3/4 loads in front of those, and then in front of those buildings they put stunt extras, and then everybody else, because anybody who knows anything knows that extras aren't cheap, especially 12 hours. So I don't know if they still do it anymore, but back then there used to be this thing called like We Make Movies or something like that, or Want to Be in a Movie.
Oh, for crowds, they do blow up crowds and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sign up, and you're pretty much a volunteer, and they throw you, and the whole thing is that like you got to say that you ate crafty and you were on a movie. Like, it's volunteer basis.
Yeah, you get to be in a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it was Country Comes to Town. Like, none of these people knew what the fuck was going on. It was
They don't know how to be in a movie. They don't know how to be an extra.
No, there was like shit outside of litter, not litter boxes, obviously, but like porta potties. People were eating 6 meals. They'd show up for 25 minutes, get their camera, then leave. And then we're like, how do we, match scenes from this morning when half the people have already left?
Right.
Nightmare. So that was my first like big thing. And then from there, I got indoctrinated with like Turo and rest in peace, Tyler Cox and Mikey B and that crew, Cam Morton. And I worked with them for years, until like I'm sure all people do in the industry, like, you kind of lose the spark of what got you into the industry, and you get more so jaded as to like, damn, they treat you like meat. Like, sometimes it's just like moving meat. Like, it was because I remember I might have been self-inflicted a little bit, but I'd take like a day shoot and then double book myself to where I'd work a night shoot. So I'd leave the day shoot, wrap out, drive to the night shoot, do an overnight, and then drive back to the next set and sleep like an hour in between. And I was like falling asleep and stuff. It was not great. So I made a decision then. I was like, you know what? Let's just do my own stuff. So my last project I worked on officially for all that was Castle Rock, the Stephen King Hulu show.
Yeah.
So I got brought on for that, and I was it's funny because they made me the security guy and make sure that nothing leaked off of set. And I think I was the person who stole the most. Sorry, JJ, but I stole so much shit. Like, I was, oh, that's a cool prop, nicked, and take Bill Skarsgård's script and whatever.
Yeah.
I have like a whole closet full of shit and I was the person who was to make sure that nothing like leaked. So, God forbid I don't get arrested by the bad robot people, but I did a great job. Nothing did get out. The only thing that got out was the shit I stole. And even then, I'm not going to talk about it until just now. So that was my last project I worked on for other people. And then that was kind of when GBF, Grizzly Bad Films, was created. And then I've been making films for a long time since then.
How long ago was that?
So GBF was created in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing indie stuff for myself, but I'm a big collaborator guy. I love working with other people.
Sure.
I think anybody who's high enough on their supply to think that they don't need other people are full of shit.
Well, it's also the wrong industry to be in my, not to cut you off, my opinion. Like, if you don't like working with other people, don't make movies.
100%. Yeah.
You have to work with other people to make movies.
100%. Like I was telling my wife this, and really anybody who's talking about film, and they're like, "Oh, when you get the urge, when you get the artistic bite to do something, why don't you just go do it?" And I was like, "Because it's the only industry art-wise that you can't just do. Like, if I want to do a painting, I can go buy shit, sit down in my house, and do a painting."
So it's interesting you say that. The way I look at it, and I've said this before on other episodes, but the way I look at it is like you can't make the painting without the paint, without the brushes, without the stuff. And that doesn't, I'm not trying to dehumanize anybody by saying that. But my point is, if you don't bring on the gaffer and the DP and all those people, you're not making a movie.
100%.
That's just the way you have to look at it.
You're two dudes filming a TikTok video.
Exactly.
It's not, you're not,
Or a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're not getting any sort of a cinematic look out of it if you're not putting the right people in the right places.
Right.
And the only way people will work for you, because these people who are doing it are professionals. They
Sure.
deserve their day rate. The only way they're going to work with you for not an exorbitant amount of money is they have to like you. Like, that's pretty much it. It's just, you know.
Yeah, we got to treat people well, and I think that you have to have a good. It depends on where you're at in your career. I would say that a lot of people will do stuff if you have a little bit of a reputation. If you're
100%.
easy to work with, and stuff, people go, "Oh yeah, I'll help you out," you know.
Yeah.
Or if you have a really good script, but also, if you treat people like shit, you better pay up.
Yeah,
Like
1,000,000%. And I agree with that. I think, I mean, hot take here, and this might piss off a lot of, people.
Listen,
whatever.
I piss off tons of people all the time, and I still get people to work with me. So whatever works.
Great, wonderful.
As long as you're coming from as long as you're coming from a place of like legitimate. It's good. It may be a hot take, but you're coming at it from a place of like, let's be better.
Yeah, 100%.
Then that's fine.
So my gripe with New England film, and people closest to me know this, I keep my circle really, really small, because I believe a lot of New England film, they're not doing it to make movies. They're in it for like the complete wrong reason. So like,
well, what do you mean by that? Because I kind of agree, but I want to make sure I agree.
yeah, 100%. So I can't tell you how many times like it's not me, right? Because I am very anal. My father always, beat into me literally that if you start something, you finish it every single time.
Same.
So
actually, same.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of like the mantra. I don't tell somebody that I have a script until I've written the script and I'm ready to go.
Right. Okay.
But from what I gather from all my, compatriots and stuff like that, is that like someone will be like, "Hey, we're doing this movie," and then string them on for 6 months. They'll get them on set for a day. They'll shoot for a day. The footage will never be seen again. Then they'll bring them back 4.5 months later on for another thing that they haven't fully fleshed out yet.
Yeah.
And then they do 19 shorts in a matter of 4 months where none of them finish and they all look like dog shit.
Yep.
And they don't give anybody credit or any money or anything.
By that time, they've run out of money, and then they don't have anything else, and then you never hear from them again.
Exactly. And they disappear and they go off to do their fucking scammy bullshit in New York or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm
gonna push back a little bit. I think that that's probably fair in a lot of places, not just New England.
100%. I think where I was getting at with New England is that it's such a how do I say this politely? It's such a echo chamber. New England.
It's very small, tight knit. Sure.
Yeah. So people here, I can't tell you how many times people here have tried to like Hollywood me, where they're like, "Oh yeah, it's not really worth my time to read that." And I'm like, "What do you work at Subway fucking 6 days a week? What are you talking about? It's not worth your time."
Right.
I just talked to Denzel Washington's agent 6 days ago, and
right.
We had a conversation on the phone, and you're Hollywooding me working out a Market Basket. Like, what are you doing?
Right. Okay. So I totally agree. Actually, 100%. I feel like there's a little bit of a culture of like you get your start here in New England and then you move to LA and you become Hollywood, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna release a video breaking down exactly what I want to do with this industry and why I think it's changing. And I think at this point now, with regard to Hollywood, like people called it the Hollywood dream for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that's the wrong name for it. It was
Mhm.
just that Hollywood was the only place where films were being made.
Yeah.
You know? Nowadays, films are made everywhere, and it's not really the Hollywood dream as much as it is the filmmaking dream.
Yeah.
But they, because they've established everything, kind of put out there that it's the Hollywood dream. Like they
Yeah.
have to keep everybody else lower than them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's going to happen to them?
Yeah.
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
So
when
it's like I just feel like it's them. They perpetuate this stigma and stereotype and storyline and everything else, and then everybody else here, because there's nothing different yet, but there will be, believe
Yeah.
me. Because there's nothing different yet, everybody says stuff like, well, I mean, I gotta, I just worked on Coda, or I just worked on this other big film or whatever, so like I don't need the small stuff. And that's just the wrong way to go about it.
100%. And the way I describe it to my people, because like I said, I keep my circle relatively small.
Sure.
Because I know that my takes can be a little divisive, and myself, I don't.
Wow, you're an opinionated artist? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't really mince a lot of words, and because I don't mince, I intentionally only put people in situations around me where like we agree. Like if they don't mince words either, so like it's kind of like, what my big thing is, like specifically, I'll do it on a set, right? Is I don't think this is working, and then somebody comes up and they're like, oh no, yeah, I think it's absolutely great, and I'm like, you're feeding my ego. It's not working. It's not working. We need to scratch it and let's pivot on the fly.
Sure.
They're like, no, this is great. I'm like, okay. You're ego hyping me. I don't need ego hype. I need, realistically, this is not going to be in the edit. I know it's not going to be in the edit right now. Let's cut it, move on, and do something different. And then there's the opposite, which is like, I think I want to pivot, and they are like sticklers, like 100% sticklers with like, well, this is the way it was written. And it's like, I get it, but like the whole point
now,
of a movie.
in these situations, what position are you in?
Directing, writer, director, producer. I know. I don't do anything anymore that's not writer, director, producer. I
Sure.
write my own stuff. I get the money to do it, and then I direct it.
Yeah, which is fair. I think it's a great way to do it.
Yeah. So my like I said, I've how I talk about the industry. Yeah, is that like there's always in every film industry the small fish, the medium fish, and the big fish.
Sure.
And I would say that in New England specifically, there's a lot of small fish who think they're medium, and there's a lot of medium fish, tons of medium fish who think they're large, and they're not.
Yeah,
and
I would agree.
They tend to do things different in the sense of like, I noticed specifically for this last festival run. So I just did a movie called Trumpet Gumbo.
Yeah, my friend was in that, Andrew Gilligan.
You know Gilly?
Yeah, he's been in here many times.
Oh, I love Gilly.
Yeah, good guy.
Yeah, Gilly was in Sins of Salem too, my movie before that.
Nice.
And he's on Cicadas. He'll be down in Florida with me in November.
Yeah, he's good kid. He's working really hard, and he's coming a long way.
Yeah, I love Gilly. Gilly's the greatest. But yeah, so for Trumpet, that was my like, it's partially dually motivated in the sense of half of it was, I want to try something that's super, super grounded. And 9 times out of 10, when I write something, it's what do I have access to? Okay, how can I make that look cool? Or how can I make that a story?
Sure.
And this time I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care what I have access to. I just want to write something that I want to do.
Right.
And then I'll find whatever I need to do to find it.
Yeah.
And then the second half of it was, I've been denied from so many festivals and like these circles or whatever, because they're all just like, part of my language, circle jerking each other. It's the same like 19 people doing the same shit.
And you get nothing out of it.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, man, this is gonna be like I want to do this, and it's gonna be like a fuck you. Like it's gonna be so good that you have to take everything.
Sure.
And then I noticed that like specifically, I was getting into festivals that are massive, but getting rejected from smaller mass festivals because I didn't have I didn't know the guy's daughter or like whatever. Like
yeah.
And I was like, how did I just play at the Chinese Theater with my Hollywood debut on a red carpet with Michael Madsen, and now I can't get into Joe Schmo's festival in West Springfield because he only puts his friends in the festival.
Yeah, I mean, this is also, it plays into the industry in general. So I don't know what Oscars were on. I think it's like the 96th or 98th or something like that. Just last year, they came out with a rule that the people who vote on films and vote for the awards are now now officially required to actually watch the films.
Yeah, 100%.
That's right from the Oscars.org. What I don't understand is the bullshit political side of filmmaking.
100%.
It's the only art form that has that.
Yeah.
You don't go walk into an artist gallery and say, well, how many awards did this painting win? You say, I like that one. It'll look good in my kitchen. Put it in the car.
100%.
I don't understand.
No, yeah, and that's honestly been my biggest eye opener for this specific festival run, is because I was like, man, I'm going to make something so good that people have to accept it. And then
I like that.
I got to these large festivals, these 1,000 people crowds, the whole nine, and then I talked to the festival directors, and I'm like, man, I still haven't heard back from like TIFF or Tribeca, and they're like, well, who's your agent? And I was like, I don't. I'm doing it solo. Like, I have people who I work with a lot, but I don't have like an agent per se.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, 99% of the things that get into Sundance are agent related, and they haven't watched them. The agent from UTA will call Sundance and be like, hey, Obama's daughter has a movie that she just directed, and she wants to debut it at TIFF. Make room for it. And TIFF goes, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And they just take the call,
it's
put
all
it in.
Political.
Yeah. So 9%. I saw something else from another festival director. I'm not going to name names because I don't want to put them on blast. But yeah, they were like, there's a tool, I forget where it is, where you can see submission rates from Film Freeway and the acceptance rate from Film Freeway. And the large festivals have a less than 1% acceptance rate from Film Freeway because 99% of their festival is already scheduled out via what the agents want. So like the agent will get a call, the festival director will get a call from whoever's management and at like I said, UTA, and be like, oh, Sacha Baron Cohen's cousin has a movie and it's his directorial debut. They want to play at Sundance, and then they fill up 80% of their slots, 90% of their slots with all that. And they go, great, now we have 2 hours left, and they go to Film Freeway, go sift through 10,000, and they just look for who has the most name. Like, oh, this movie has David Oyelowo in it, and it's 8 minutes. Great, that can fill a 2-hour slot. We'll just grab that movie and put it in. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then when I was in Hollywood doing all this stuff, talking to people, they're like, yeah, filmmaking, because I was always told, I was always told that half the movie is made in pre-production, the other half of the movie is made in post-production, and actual production of the movie is like 1%. Like, it's like 48, and 2%.
Sure.
Pre-production.
Especially if you're making like Avatar.
Yeah, exactly. So it's, make or break.
Yeah.
Pre or post. But when I got to LA and I started talking to these people, festival directors from LA and all over the world, and they're like, no, it's even less than that. They're like, it's 50% is your movie, but the other 50% of it is politics. It's this is your manager's friends with this manager, that will get you a distribution deal, whether or not your movie's good or not. And I was like, man, that sucks, because I hate playing that game. I don't want to play that game at all. Like,
yeah, not a fan.
Yeah, me neither. So
not a fan. Not why I got into this.
100%. I got in for like I said, Saving Private Ryan was cool. I wanted to go do that.
Yeah.
And then I talked to directors who've had $1 million budgets, $10 million budgets, and I'm like, what's the difference? And they're like, honestly, from a filmmaking perspective, if you give me $100,000 or $1 million, it would look relatively the same. Like, the difference is the politics behind it.
Yeah.
Like,
who do you have involved?
Yeah, exactly.
Names, people.
Your DP was a Tribeca star to watch 10 years ago. We'll give you an extra $900,000. And I was like, what do you do with that? And he's like, well, you got to spend it, obviously. But even if you don't, they always up it. Like, if you spent $200,000 on set, they're going to be like, oh, it was $300,000 to edit, $400,000 for music rights. It was a $1.6 million movie. And you're like, I shot it for $200K. What are you talking about? $1.6 million? Because they have to like scroll their way back. And it's like, man, and that's when I've talked to more and more producers, like, yeah, that is the entire production side of it. Producers. And I was like, man, the more and more I do this, the more and more I hate producing. I just want to direct and write. I want to make my movie, write my movie the way it is.
It's so funny you say that. I started out wanting to direct, and I've gone way more into producing.
Yeah.
I'm not. Listen, not because I'm so great. I am great, but I'm not.
Yeah.
But it's I don't like talking about myself at all. But part of the reason for that is because I have the same kind of mentality. I was raised very similarly in the sense that, like, if you're gonna do something, just do it.
Yeah.
Don't tell me about how you're gonna do it. Maybe in 6 months, but just do it. Get it done, and then let it speak for itself.
100%.
And so I'm a big get shit done kind of person.
100%.
No room for BS. And given the situation, like we're still doing a podcast, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean, all that stuff. And so because of that, I've gone into and I find that there's a big hole, at least in New England. There's a big hole in the industry regarding producers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are extremely talented actors, extremely talented gaffers and DPs. We have a huge IATSE faction out here. There's thousands of union people out here. And then you need somebody who's going to be like, the answer is no. This is what we're doing. I'll call that restaurant. We'll get the place for free. We'll do this and that. You need those people.
Yeah, 100%. Doers.
That's what I can do.
Doers, not
That's
doctors.
what I do.
Yeah, see, I'm happy to do that as well. I love being a doer for production. What I hate is when the producer role carries on into post, when it's like finding distribution and having to shake hands, or finding like the way to recoup, or that whole business aspect of it. I understand you need it because that's how movies are done nowadays. Actually, forever. A movie is only going to get made if they can think they can recoup on it.
Sure.
But that's not the aspect in which I made films. Nobody's ever like, and it sucks because it's the only industry where you have to do that. Where like, if you're a musician, you're not like, man, is this going to sell 1 million records? Oh, I don't want to record it if it's not, because
well, yeah, that's fair. But it also, you got to admit, it takes a lot less people, not less talented and not less work, but it takes a lot less individual people to make a song than it does to make a film.
100%. And I think that's the issue with our industry, is that the gap used to be much larger and now it's not. Like the gap in the 90s of what was in a movie theater and what was available to you at home. You're probably buying some DVD from a bodega that looks like absolute dog shit.
Yep.
And 2000s, when cameras got revolutionized and YouTube, the invention of YouTube, things started to like not even out, but the gap closed a little bit. 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, some of the people who were starting YouTube videos were putting $100,000 into it, and the people who were making movies were putting $20,000 into it, and YouTube started becoming different. And now the largest production in history was the Mr. Beast games, which was for TV, but it was by a YouTuber, and it was the gap is totally different, to the sense where, like, I remember especially this festival run, because I took 5 years off to have kids and just focus on my life, and from making my own stuff. I still worked in the industry, but from making my own stuff.
Sure.
And I was telling people, I was like, 5 years ago, if your audio didn't suck, you got into good festivals.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now I go to shit festivals, like really, really small ones, and I see things and I'm like, what this person had a 7-figure budget for a short film. What is going on? This looks professionally done. And it's here at this rinky-dink festival. Like, I'm so confused. And I was asking the festival directors, and they're like, yeah, the submissions we're getting it used to be 50,000, like ridiculous amount, and they would all be dog water. You had to sift through it. Like, the submissions have gone down. Now it's only like 8,000, 7,000.
Which isn't surprising, especially when they don't get accepted to anything.
Yeah.
And no wonder that people are going to stop submitting when it becomes like this good old boys club of like our friends.
Yeah, 100%. Well, that and the reward is different. So before, the festival route was the like, you do something good.
Yep.
You get on a festival route, that could be your launching pad to success.
Right, because there will be somebody there who says, we want to buy this.
100%.
When's the last time you went to a festival that had people from HBO or
Warner
Brothers or Universal there going, oh, I'm just looking for the next thing to put in theaters?
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen at all.
And the people who go are 9 times out of 10 like sent there, but they don't have the power to do anything. It's like, HBO has a presence at this festival. We're going to send people from HBO, and those people go, they sit on a panel, they talk, they eat popcorn, they watch movies, but they don't have $50 million in their pocket, and they're like, ooh, this is the next movie. It's kind of,
they're not looking for anything.
Yeah, exactly.
They
already have it in-house.
Right. If they're there at all, they're there to maybe watch some people that hope and pray that maybe someday they'll get into something.
Yeah.
But they go back. Everything is so corporate now.
Yeah.
And I don't know. You're from New England, obviously. I'm from New England as well. For me, it's like if you go to Rockport, Mass, and you go into a little gallery and you see the artist is the person sitting behind the desk selling the paintings.
Mm-hmm.
And that you go, oh, I really like that one. That's really cool. And they go, yeah, I painted that up this place or that place, whatever it is. Or you could go to Home Goods and buy a machine painted this thing on a canvas that's a generic abstract thing,
Mhm.
and it's $59.99 and it's big enough for the spot on the wall at your house.
Yeah.
Which one do you want? Now, a lot of people can buy the $59.99 one and they can't afford the more expensive one that's done by the artist. But at the same time, if you had to fill the gap on your wall with something that people are going to stop and look at and talk about, or something for you to have a story for, you're going to want the original piece, is my
Yeah.
point. You
Yeah.
know?
And I think a lot of that is dictated by public sentiment, in the sense of like,
But there is nothing else, Brad.
yeah,
There is nothing else for the public. See, I don't blame the public for anything.
Yeah.
I never blame the public for going and making, Avengers 54 the top grossing movie of the year. When that's all they're shown,
yeah,
how are they supposed to go, oh no, Trumpet Gumbo, that's really the movie that I like,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
they never see it, right?
100%. No, I agree, and I think a lot of that also is expectation. Like, I mean, this is where I'm going to push back a little bit. I think society, yes, is not shown enough, 100%, but I also think that the expectations are different, in the sense of like, you know, just specifically my circle, anecdotally, right?
Yeah.
I'll bring people to movies. I've been going to movies for a long time. Rarely a week goes by where I don't go to the movie theater and watch something new.
Wow. Okay, I
so
like that.
I go to the movies all the time, and if I'm not watching movies at the theater, then I'm watching 2 or 3 at Netflix while I'm working at home.
Sure.
So I'm a big avid intaker, and I've noticed anecdotally, like I said, a lot of my friends and people in my circle or whatever used to be like that and are no longer like that. And then
They don't watch movies anymore? They
No.
don't go to the movies anymore?
no, and then the
Right.
things that they do want to watch have to be mind blowing. Like, they don't want to go to watch, like, for instance, like Green Book. If Green Book was released
Released
in
today.
the 90s, that would have been smash hit.
Sure.
It would have been everywhere, cult classic. Everybody's heard about it. You talk about it in film schools. It released when it did in 2013, which was like a little bit of a precipice year, and or that era, I should say.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's exactly 2013, but in that precipice, and it did well, won the Oscar, but it didn't make a lot of money. If you released it now, nobody's going to see it. I mean, Thunderbolts in 2008 would have been
Huge.
up there with Iron Man,
Right.
and now they're talking about it as a bomb. Like,
Right.
because the expectations, and I was just talking to my friend about this yesterday. I was like, when you go into a movie, what are you expecting? And he's like, if I'm taking 3 hours out of my day,
It's not just that, but go ahead. Say it.
yeah,
Say it.
I was gonna say, if I'm taking 3 hours of my day and spending $30 on
There
a
it
movie
is.
ticket,
There it is.
it needs to be like Johnny Depp is punching Robert Downey Jr. in space via
Yep.
mech suits, and they're
Right.
fighting Godzilla. Like,
Right.
it needs to be
Right.
huge.
Right. So I totally agree with you 100%. I think it's one, the economy we're on an upward trajectory, I would say, finally.
Yeah.
But at the same time, shit's still expensive.
Yeah.
Right? So you have this expensive world that you're living in. You're working constantly. A lot of people are married with kids, or they're not, and they're just slaves to their job, trying to get by and afford to do fucking anything. And then you get an extra $30. Where are you going to spend that money?
Yeah.
Are you going to go watch Avengers 54? Maybe, if it's like really, Superman, I just went to go see it in theaters.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was all right. Was it worth $20? Maybe not.
No, yeah.
And on top of that, when I was like 12, we're relatively similar age. I'm 94. What are you, 95?
Yeah.
Okay. When I was like 12, 13, I used to live in Los Angeles, and the movie theater there on Verdugo Boulevard had like a couple of restaurants in the plaza, and then there was the big movie theater, and in the movie theater was a couple of arcade games and shit like that, right in the lobby. Mom would drop me off, give me a 20.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go watch a movie. All the friends of us, we would all go get dinner. We would tip, and when I got picked up, my mom would go, "Where's the change?"
Yeah.
What are you? That's like, I didn't grow up in 1950.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
This was like 2006, 7.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
Yeah. No, 100%. And that is honestly like the biggest problem too, is that, like, so I think I've cracked it. And as much as I'd love to say here on this podcast of what I'm going to do differently, I think the issue with the industry right now is that we are where music was 20 years ago.
Okay. What do you mean? Explain it.
Yeah. So music before was the artists got paid in advance to make a song and make an album. The album would then, there was some radio play, and they would hope that they get the money out the radio play for the advance that they pay the artist. But how they're really expecting to make money and pay back the artist and pay every other person in the industry is the CD sales and concerts and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when Spotify came out, there was no CD sales.
Correct.
Spotify dropped, and they were like, holy shit, people are doing this for free. Like, now that is 60% of our revenue, and it is gone. It's poof, gone. Like, now we have to rely on concerts where people want bigger and better concerts, but we can't afford that because we don't have CD sales. So they were like, okay, what do? We'll pay them off of streams. And back then, it was like, oh, you signed a Sony deal the old way with CD sales, stuff like that. Say Jonas Brothers 2005, you got paid more money than the streamers who got paid off of SoundCloud stuff in like 2008, 2009. However, now it is completely flipped. Drake is like the most paid artist of all time because of Spotify streaming. And the problem with our industry is they haven't figured out how to monetize streaming yet. So like the best you can do nowadays is nobody's buying your DVD. There's no DVDs of movies.
Yeah, no.
So how you dump any money into a movie, how you're hoping to make money back, is that a streaming service picks up your movie and puts it on their service. But the thing is, what is the ROI? If I make $100,000 movie, Netflix buys it from me to put it on their streaming service for $500,000. What do they need to see statistically to say that they've recouped? Because they're not going to make $500,000. If you watch it on Netflix, you didn't sign up to Netflix to watch that movie. You were already a subscriber. They just bought it. They bought the IP. They put it out there.
Right.
So,
and you can do video on demand, pay-per-view kind of deal too. But then it's like, if you don't have a name, how do people even know? And people are reluctant, if they haven't seen your work, to give money before they've seen your work.
Exactly.
If that makes sense,
100%.
which is difficult.
So they have yet to figure out the cost of making movies versus the ROI of movies is now in a backwards clusterfucky situation.
Sure.
Where music doesn't cost a lot of money to make, and you can make a lot of money via streams. So it is completely opposite. It used to be before, you had to etch it into a vinyl, but music did a really good job of catching up with the times.
Sure.
Films nowadays, they're just now talking about how Marvel got with the guy who did The Creator. I forgot that guy's name. Gareth Edwards, I think his name is. About like, how did you make a big, large-scale movie that cheap? Because we were making the same movie for $100 million. You made it for $10 million. How did you do that?
First of all, just got to say, shocking to me that people don't know how to not spend money.
Yeah.
Shocking to me.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are films out there that got made for $100,000. And Anora, with just won Best Picture, whatever, right?
Yeah.
$6 million.
Mm-hmm.
$6 million Best Picture at the Oscars. Now I know the Oscars don't really mean anything to me, but I'm just saying, it's out. It's possible.
Yeah.
Like, there are things out there that you can do stuff. It's not crazy. I feel like, and when you come to artists and stuff like that, there's a culture of spending. People are like, oh, no, we could just do this, or we'll just keep going, and we'll just get that one, and then you get the bill at the end, you go, fuck, I can't believe it,
Yeah.
So you got to have people who are kind of running a tight ship in your accounting department, too. But I think it's funny that, people are, like, shocked by how much movies can cost, and they're like, well, I don't have $50 million, so I'm not going to spend. And I'm like, what about $50,000? How about we just do that?
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is also, like I said, the economy dictates a lot of it, in the sense of pay Robert Downey Jr. $2 million in 2006. Now that same $2 million doesn't get him the same thing.
Yeah, but see, I wouldn't have a problem. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud, right? If I made a movie for $100,000 or $250,000, I wouldn't have a problem approaching a theater and being like, hey, listen, I want to do a $10 movie ticket.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you? I wonder what it would be like if movie ticket prices were scaled.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Like an indie film cheaper than like a
maybe,
yeah.
But it's like, or you have a bigger split with the theater or whatever it is.
Or any split. Theaters most of the time don't get split at all.
Sure, for sure. And then you have Hollywood come in with a $250 million movie, and they're like, well, we have to do $25, $30 a ticket. Who's going to see that?
Yeah.
So in the long, because listen, the goal at the end of the day, at least for me, I don't know about for you, it's not to be famous. It's not to be this like big, celebrity. I just want to make movies. I want to get together with people that are the most talented people I know. I want to have good scripts. I want to put out good work. I want to put out good art for hopefully everybody to watch.
Yeah. I was going to say, to play devil's advocate here,
No go.
that's the reason why that mentality, right? I'm the exact same way. And like I said, I think New England perpetuates a lot of this, is that mentality is the reason why things are the way they are, because there is no metric to what a good film is. And a lot of people are high on their own shit where they think that their dog water movie is actually good. So the only differentiating factor is how big can you do it and how much money can you make? So, you think you're good. You think you're good.
Yeah.
Great. Go to a theater. Which one of you makes more money? Great. Then that guy's the better filmmaker. And that's the only way they do it.
Yeah, that's dumb.
It's so dumb.
It's just fucking dumb, man. It makes no sense. I mean, I get it. Like, you got to pay bills and everybody on set deserves to get paid and blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it. But I'm personally not in this to be maybe I will be, and I'm okay with being a multi-millionaire.
Yeah. Take one for the team.
Right. Yeah. But it's not the goal. The goal is to be able to pay my bills and make movies till I die.
Yeah.
That's about it. I have no problem, shaking hands and whatever it is and schmoozing it up in order to get there. Not my favorite thing. My favorite thing is being on set.
Same.
My favorite thing is dealing with other artists, and I say dealing with, but I mean working, collaborating with other artists, being on set, getting playback, and being like, fuck, that's the shot for this. There's no better feeling in the world. There's no better drug. There's no better high.
Like the F1 movie was talking about how, which they stole from actual F1 stuff, but the drivers have talked about like the best thing that you're chasing is a lap where you feel like you're on rails. Like you could like legitimately let your hands go and you're on rails. Tom Brady talks about how he still enjoys playing beach football as much as he does NFL football because he's always chasing that perfect spiral. What you're talking about is there's a million reasons not to make a movie, but on day 6, shot 16, you look at playback and you're like, fuck, that's it. That shot right there.
Now
like,
it's worth it.
Holy
now the
fuck.
Stress, the pre-pro, the phone calls, the people that didn't show up, the whatever it is, it doesn't matter because that's the shot. That just made the whole movie, and my life is complete until the next movie.
The funny thing is, I don't know if it's the same experience for you. 99% of the time, I am so anal about that shot that when we get the post, I don't like it anymore. I'm like, and then the one before that, I'm like, oh, actually, I want to use that one instead. I'm like, that's so funny because the one I was fucking having wet dreams about for 6 months, this shot that was perfect, I get on the post and I'm like, I actually like the one before that better.
Yeah.
And I always end up picking a different shot than the one I was super excited about.
I think I agree. I agree 100%. I think it's so funny. I feel like culturally, though, there is a little bit of a shift happening, thankfully.
Yeah.
Because they can't get out of their own way, Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
With the writer's strike and the director's strike and shutting people down and shit's still got to get made.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a compulsion to create shit, like it's going to get made whether Hollywood's involved or not. And half the place is burned down now at this point.
Yeah,
like it's just Hollywood, like a whole bunch of shit that's just not going their way.
Yeah, 100%. Hollywood's having the same issue right now that the NBA is, which I don't know if you're a sports guy, but like
football mostly, not NBA. But go ahead.
So the NBA, football isn't there yet, thankfully, because I'm a huge football fan too. But
did you play? I played.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
linebacker, DN.
Oh, there it is. Okay,
guard.
I was left side tackle.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, big dude. What's it called? So the NBA, not NFL, hasn't had it yet, where it's like supply and demand, right? You want the absolute best American football, you have to watch American TV for that. You have to watch an NFL team because Australia and Canada, they have these Canadian football leagues, Australian football leagues. It's not the NFL. It's not the pinnacle Tom Brady. It's not Patrick Mahomes. And when you have the commodity that everybody wants, you can monetize it however you want. And you get high on your own supply, which is kind of what the NBA was doing when they're like, no, everybody who's good at basketball plays in the U.S.
Yeah.
And then the Olympics happened and the FIBA championship happened where the U.S. lost. And then the rest of the world is now better. And then LeBron James comes back from the 2024 Olympics and he's like, look, we are great at basketball. We inched out a gold medal. These other countries are kicking our shit in. If we weren't the 3 greatest basketball players, Durant, Curry, and LeBron, to ever play basketball, we would have lost.
Yeah.
The rest of the world is getting that much better.
Yeah.
So the minute that Australian basketball catches on outside of Australia, the NBA is going to be fucked because they don't have a model that is, we are the own thing. And that's what you're talking about, where Hollywood was high on its own supply, where they're like, You can't make a movie like we can
Mhm.
outside of Hollywood.
Well, you can only do the stick your nose up thing at other forms of media for so long. So like when the TV came out, Hollywood was like,
Yeah.
you know, and then they invented widescreen and got everybody back to the theater and everything. I still remember people talking about YouTube and YouTubers as if they're like, you make what for YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, buddy.
100%.
What are you, 5 years old?
Yeah.
Now you're seeing. I just saw. Do you subscribe to the dailies?
Yeah.
Dude, I read the dailies all the time. I think it's a great, not a sponsor, should be, but not.
Yeah.
But the dailies is great. They'll tell you everything. Like YouTube, theaters are now pulling in documentaries off of YouTube and being like, hey, let's play this here. Let's see if this gets people in the door and everything else. To me, it's like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know, like,
and that's the thing with festivals, right? I think that's the reason why what I was getting at before. Festivals are kind of like a dying art now, because if you're a filmmaker, you dumped $30,000 into a movie.
Yep.
Before, your sniff of success was, if I put this into some festival and some guy from Paramount's there and he likes it, that's it.
Right.
Now it's like, my buddy's got 2 million subs on YouTube. If I just give him $500 and he puts it on there, and then I get 600,000 views,
yep.
I contact Paramount tomorrow and goes, there's 600,000 eyeballs.
Yeah.
You want money? I'll get you 600,000 on a feature. Give me money.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter the festivals you played at. These are how many eyeballs I brought.
Sure.
And you can do that from your house. You don't need to go shake 19 hands with people that you don't know what the fuck they're doing behind closed doors.
Yeah.
You just sit at home, put on a camera, and you're like, you build the audience that you want to build naturally.
Yeah.
And I think that YouTube has elevated the stakes a lot. I think that
for Hollywood.
Yeah. 100%. I think that people who were like, you don't even hear C tier anymore. Like, people used to be like, oh, he's a C tier actor, like a straight to DVD actor. Because those don't exist anymore. Those people were pretty much taken out, and now they're on YouTube. Because YouTubers are, you know, you could argue that Leonardo DiCaprio is probably the most famous actor in the world, right?
Sure, I would say so.
But Mr. Beast is known by more people in the world than Leonardo DiCaprio is.
Yeah.
Like, Mr. Beast is pinnacle of A tier. And a guy on YouTube who started just saying words 100 times until he got tired is now more globally recognized than the guy who was your guy.
Yeah.
So, you know, the ROI for, and I think that's the reason why, right? We were talking about why Hollywood feels like a good old boys club, is because they have to. The minute you feel, and it's happening right now in the industry, right? The minute you feel threatened by AI, you go, okay, well then you can't come in. Guards closed. I'm gatekeeping. This is my thing. Right.
So it's interesting you mention AI.
Yeah.
So I think that it's the best thing that's ever happened to indie film ever. And the reason I feel that way is because people crave the drama and the bullshit of reality. And part of the thing that makes movies, especially like crime thrillers and things, successful, like, yeah, actiony stuff is you know, it's fun to go watch, but
yeah.
Especially like biopics or Goodfellas, things like that.
Yeah, I love those.
Part of the stuff that makes that so alluring is like, you've got your own bullshit in your own life that you're dealing with all the time. But this guy ended up in jail because he was running around trying to whatever, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, maybe somebody else's life is either worse or funnier, or they're going through different stuff, or they're going through similar stuff, or whatever it is. And I can go watch and relate in some way. You know what I mean?
To somebody who's much grander.
Whatever's on the screen. Here's the difference. When it's AI and it's a prompt that's typed in, not only is it not real, no aspect of it is real.
Yeah.
It's completely unrelatable.
Yeah.
I was talking to a buddy of mine about, well, what about, how do you feel about cartoons or like, you know, animated stuff? I'm like, yeah, but a person made that shit.
Yeah.
That's what makes it cool. An actual person drew out the stuff, you know what I mean? An actual person had to voice over the stuff for the animated stuff. So it's still artwork, in my opinion. Someone still had to create that. When it literally is just a prompt in a computer, it means dick. It doesn't mean anything.
100%. It's gonna get rid of like
but there will still be a market for it, and I guarantee you, because of the ease of being able to create stuff that way, Hollywood will go that direction with it.
100%.
As opposed to, and we won't be able to, but I guarantee you, because of that, people will be like, oh, but Grizzly Brad's, he's a real person. I'd rather watch his shit, even if it's not top tier. And I'm not saying your stuff isn't.
Yeah.
I'm saying even if you put out content that's less than, if it's
It's not
real,
robotic, yeah.
if it's real,
Yeah.
you're good. Have you noticed that the AI VO3 and all that other stuff, the way the videos look is extremely cinematic?
Yeah. Oh, I've called it before. I said that I was telling my friends, they're like, how does this not make you feel like scared about your industry? And I was like, it's just porn. It's just like this thing blew up and this thing exploded and the car flipped around. Everything looks like a Michael Bay movie. I was like, but you know what it doesn't have? When you watch that VO3 thing, do you feel like you left Jurassic Park? Do you feel like you left The Goonies? No, because there's no heart. It's just
not real.
eye porn. It's just eye. It's
right.
Whoa,
visually stimulating
explosion.
skibbity toilet bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
None of it's real.
100%. And that's why I talk to my friends about this all the time. And they're talking about like, I just never feel satisfied when I leave the movies. And I said, the reason why is because your first point, right? Of like, you only want to go to movies if it's something that is worth the movies because it's $30, right?
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're constantly giving you fast food. They're like, okay, if you're only willing to spend $30, I'm just going to give you shit. I'm just going to keep giving you shit over and over and over again. And I was like, and they're like, every time I leave, I don't feel satisfied. And I was like, because there's no heart in it. What you're watching is just IP regurgitated on IP, regurgitated on IP. I was like, if you go and watch any movies nowadays, it was a faux pas back then to say the title of the movie in the movie. Like it was like a
so they did the thing. Roll credits.
Yeah, exactly. And now they're like, not only doing that, but like scary movies have become real in the sense of like, not scary movies being horror genre, it's scary movie, but then like a parody of the film industry where you go and watch these movies like a Netflix original and the guy's like, yeah, man, we got to go. But before we go, I have to drink this vitamin water, man. Like I'm so quenched.
Yeah, it's
and
pathetic.
It's like perfectly like label out. And you're like, what the fuck kind of brand placement is that? Like, you can tell that everything almost feels like a commercial. It's just regurgitated IP on top of each other.
Right.
And then when you leave, it's like you ate, that local Chinese buffet of yours. You're full for 60 seconds until you shit when you get home and you're starving again.
Yep.
Because you've regurgitated nothing there. I was like, well, and this is always how I say it too. When you left Star Wars, right? Give me 5 Star Wars characters. Oh, Luke, Han, whatever. Great. You just left Transformers 6. Give me 2 characters' names. Oh, it's Mark Wahlberg's guy, and then the other girl. What's their name? I don't know.
You just walked out.
Yeah.
You just walked out of the theater.
And it's because you don't care.
Right.
You don't care. You don't care what the character's name is. You just care that, this thing
you
blew up in your face.
You needed something to do.
Exactly.
So you went.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. No, I could talk to you for like 17 hours straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good. And it's nice that I feel like more of us are starting to speak out against this stuff. It's funny because like right now it's a very like hot,
button.
Kind of, but like everybody's into politics.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look online, like you really can't escape it because of this like Trump Kamala crap and all this everything else going on, right? But there are like, I feel like it's all a fucking distraction.
100%.
Like we need to talk about our own industries. I feel like people are afraid to get into the nitty gritty of the stuff because if they speak out against Hollywood or if they speak out against whatever, then they're going to get blackballed from the industry.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You're blackballed from the industry. They don't want you.
Yeah, 100%.
They don't want you. They don't want to pay you. They don't want any original content.
No.
I couldn't give a shit less, to be honest with you.
100%.
I want to make movies for me and for people like me that want to watch the movies that I create.
100%.
I don't know of an artist who's successful who makes their artwork for other people aside from movies and music.
Well, yeah, I think that's the thing, right?
You know what I mean?
100%. And I think this is what
what's his name? The guy who's doing Denis Villeneuve, right?
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve.
So he's doing the new James Bond that's coming out.
Dunes and all that, yeah.
He doesn't have creative control. He's directing it. He doesn't have creative control. Mm-hmm. He's not writing it. Now, I'm not saying he's a sellout. He did sell out for James Bond.
Yeah.
But it is what... Now, if someone's going to give me $25 million to direct James Bond, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I don't care. I don't care who you pick. He doesn't have casting choice on who James Bond's going to be. He doesn't have anything. But he's getting a bag. So I understand why he's doing it.
Yeah.
But if you asked him, okay, so would you do the... do you know his work a lot or not?
Yeah, Gravity and all that stuff.
Yeah. Right. A movie that he made from here... if he could trade that experience for being the guy who's sitting in the director's chair for James Bond, which one do you think he's going to pick?
Yeah,
Do
100%.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If
No.
they took the money away, if you're doing both films for $0, the new James Bond where you have no creative control for no money, or an indie film where you're going to get everything done, you're not going to make any money on it, but you're going to get everything done, it'll be your film. Which one are you going to pick?
Yeah. Well, that's
No one's picking James Bond, bro.
No. Well, the problem is, right, is its expectations. And I think that filmmakers and I think artists in general
Yeah.
have a hard time being accepted, right? Or wanting to be accepted, right?
Sure.
So, and they don't have it as good as tech or athletes, right?
Sure.
So I'd say that, and rappers face a similar problem, right? It's almost how rich you look, not how rich you are, right? So arguably Bill Gates is one of the richest people on planet Earth ever.
Sure.
Same with Elon Musk. But if you put them in a room with insert newest SoundCloud rapper and you say, which one's richer? You're going to say the SoundCloud rapper, right?
Right.
So I think what happens a lot of the time is somebody makes a movie that they absolutely love.
Yep.
Explodes. They get a huge back end on it because they didn't spend a lot of money on it. It was a passion project. They then go, okay, I'm the guy. Let's just say that I made Planet of the Apes.
Which is the totally wrong way to look at it.
I'm the guy who made
Yes.
Planet of the Apes. Therefore, people need to see me in a mansion. People need to see me
So
in a
dumb.
Maybach. People need to see me going to this Chinese premiere and this because they're going to go, you're the guy. Why aren't you this?
Right.
So then you do that and then you go, holy shit, all my money's gone. I need to make another movie.
Yep.
And then it's, oh my God, this is a job and not a dream. This is no longer, I love doing what I'm doing. It's, holy fuck,
have
I need
to
to
do.
upkeep my lifestyle. I
Correct.
have a $60 million mortgage in LA that I can't afford.
Yep.
Fuck, I'm going to go do 6 episodes of Orange is the New Black because it's the only thing I can fucking do. It's not my IP. I can't do anything. I sit in the chair and say cut, but it's not your thing. And
Right.
It's because you need the money to do it.
Exactly. No, it's sad. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like thankfully the culture is shifting. I think that people are not going to the theaters as much because of streaming and everything else. But I
Yeah.
feel like if we kind of band together a little bit, we can change that, which is
Mhm.
good. And honestly, I think the future looks pretty bright for artists that create original work. If you're using, AI and all this other shit, they just got all the AI stuff just got demonetized off YouTube.
Yeah.
All those faceless channels that just
Yeah,
type
yeah.
in the shit. It's all done. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's all done. People know what's happening. They see the writing on the wall. And I think that there are a lot of people, like you were talking about in the very beginning, the small fish that think they're medium and the mediums that think that they're large. I think they're starting to see it too a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're starting to go, okay, well, maybe I'm not that
Yeah.
amazing yet. I do have to put in the work and I do have to do a little bit more
Yeah.
in order to get there. And I think that's great.
Yeah.
Because we really are all just a bunch of giant naked monkeys running around
Doing nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what industry you're in, we're all doing nothing. It
Yeah.
all means nothing.
I say that every single time I get on a set when people are like, you could tell when tensions start rising because maybe it's supposed to be a 10-hour day and you're at like 11, right?
Yeah.
And then I always stop at whatever we're doing and I'm like, guys, this doesn't fucking matter. We're not solving brain cancer. I hate to tell you,
I
too.
say it all the time. We're not curing cancer.
Yeah, I was
bro.
like, I hate to fucking tell you, but like your grandma on her deathbed is not going to live because we made this movie.
Right.
This is literally just for the guy who just got done his fucking blue collar shift who wants to sit down and watch something
and
turn
escape
off his life.
his bullshit life.
Yeah. I said, this movie means nothing to you, to me, to any of us. The art of what we made is what's going to live 100 years.
Yep.
Nobody's going to give a fuck who made it. Like, everybody talks about it. You have to know. Whatever. Casablanca. Everybody says it's one of the greatest movies of all time. Who directed it?
I don't know.
Nobody fucking knows. The movie existed 100. Everybody in the world loves it. Unless your name is Orson Welles, nobody knows who the fuck you were. So that's what I'm
Right.
saying is that, like, when you're on set and you're like, oh my God, I'm better than this set. Or, I don't want to be here. Me. It's like, bro, it has nothing to do with you. This
Yeah.
literally means nothing to you. The 2024 Boston Celtics won the championship.
Yeah.
100 years from now, the only people are going to remember is Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Not the 19 other people who won the championship with them.
Yeah.
It's just the team.
Yeah.
The movie exists in 100 years, but we don't. So stop. We're not, nobody's going to leave tomorrow and be like, holy shit, I saved 16 African kids from starvation with this movie.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, we're making a fucking movie.
Yeah,
That's it.
not to mention the fact that if you're marketing your stuff based on who's in your film or who made your film, like you're doing it the wrong way.
100%.
The film is the story.
Yeah.
I've never really watched it. I've never watched any movie, I don't think. And I'm young still, I think, but
Yeah, same.
I've never, forever young.
Yeah.
I've never watched a movie and been like, well, I don't watch the trailer. I don't care what the movie's about, but this guy's in it, so I know it's good.
Yeah.
That's not.
I only do that
I
for
don't-
people who I'm like a fan of. So like,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of people do that too, but like, I like to. I've definitely watched movies out there where I don't know anybody who's on the screen, and I'm like, fuck, that was really good.
well, yeah. See, that's the
You
thing,
know what
right?
I'm saying? Like,
Is that I'm not picky. I'm a slut, right? In the sense
Yeah.
of like, if I only went to go see movies because Tom Holland's in it, bad way to look at it.
Yes,
But I watch 15 movies a week, right?
Yeah,
So
fair.
if I'm like, holy shit, Tom Hardy, like I'm on a Tom Hardy kick. Oh, he made this movie back in 2006. Fuck yeah, let's just put it in. I don't know. I love Tom Hardy. Let's put it on.
Yeah, have
So
you seen a lot of his work?
I've seen a lot of people's work.
Have you seen Bronson?
Yeah,
Dude, so underrated.
yeah.
Such a great film.
Yeah.
Totally indie too.
That was back when he was a fucking rapper. But yeah, it's like
Bronson's a great movie. If you haven't seen it,
Yeah,
Tom Hardy, he's
yeah.
fantastic in it.
100%. So that's what I'm saying is that like sometimes I'll watch a movie because I'm like on a kick, but like it's not exclusionist, it's inclusionist in the sense of like some people will be like, oh, I'm a Juice World fan. But what they mean by that is they don't listen to anything else other than Juice World.
Right.
And it's the same thing with like, I am a Brad Pitt fan, meaning that they only go to watch Brad Pitt movies, right?
It's fair. Okay.
I would say I'm a Juice World fan, but I also love, Slipknot. I love Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
I love everything across the rainbow. I just like this person's art.
Yeah.
So I will give my money to everybody
Yep.
while still liking this person.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm very similar. Like that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying like if like I don't know. I don't only watch movies that have a certain person that were directed by a certain person. Obviously, like if Christopher Nolan's making something, I'm probably going to be there. You know what I
Unless
mean?
it's Tenet.
Right. Well, okay, but I like Oppenheimer, and I'm really pumped for this Odyssey film.
Odyssey, yeah.
I'm really pumped
Just saw
for
the
it.
trailer before Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I watched it before Superman. I'm like, oh, it
Yeah.
looks so good.
Yeah.
But like I'm not a big superhero guy. I went to see Superman because I like the main actor. I've seen him in other stuff, and I thought he'd be
David
good.
Cornswet, yep.
Yeah, he's amazing. But like I don't know. I just feel like I just want to make cool shit with cool people.
Yeah, I think
You know?
I think there's a little bit of nuance to what you're saying. And I think what I'm about to say, not everybody's going to understand, but I hope filmmakers understand, is that
Filmmakers the only people that watch this show.
yeah, okay, good. Yeah.
Believe me.
So there are certain actors who I watch because of their craft. Like Daniel Day-Lewis becomes a new person per movie.
100% agree.
And then there are people
100%
like
agree.
Mark Wahlberg, who is Mark Wahlberg in every single movie.
Yeah, I would say so. Fathers too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Wahlberg's been branching out a little bit now,
Yeah.
and finally The Rock is with the fucking.
I know The Rock's in like everything now. He's got like 7 movie deals lined up.
Yeah, but it's like Ryan Reynolds, right? Who had his own unique brand of comedy.
Yep.
And people were like, "Oh my god, this is awesome!"
Now
And
everybody
then he
knows it.
started getting paid $100 million to phone it in, and now it's like, "Oh yeah, I mean, I've seen a Ryan Reynolds movie. I don't, Free Guy, fucking, it doesn't matter. It's all."
Yeah, but then you look at that movie like what is it? Waiting.
Yeah.
So good.
That's what I'm saying. Is
so
that like
good. Just Friends. So good.
that's what I'm saying? Is that like Tom Hardy? Again, not to like suck
No,
off Tom Hardy
I hear
or Shia LaBeough, for instance, right?
Okay, great. Yeah, good.
Shia
good example.
LaBeouf, you watch him in what was that rum running movie with Tom Hardy that he did?
Lawless.
Lawless, right?
Yeah.
Then you
good
watch him
movie.
in Peanut Butter Falcon. Those are two fucking different people.
Completely different.
And you're like, holy shit, I love this artist, right? You
Mhm.
go watch Lift from Kevin Hart, and you go watch the other movie he did with Mark Wahlberg, or the movie he did with Woody Harrelson, or the movie he did with Ryan Reynolds.
Will Ferrell
Or
or
Will
Get
Ferrell.
Hard. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're literally
They're
like,
studio bullshit
you're
money
like,
grabs,
this is
dude.
the fucking, it's the
Yeah.
same movie
Yeah.
100 times.
and
with
he's
different-
not acting. He's playing Kevin Hart.
Exactly.
You know?
So there are certain people who I'm like, oh no, I fuck with that actor because that actor is choosy. That actor is like, like Matt Damon is another great one. Matt Damon is like, you want me to play Odysseus? Fine. I haven't been in anything in 3 years. The last time I did something was the fucking CEO of Nike. Like,
Yep.
and now you want to go play Odysseus? Sure. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
But then you see, everybody else and their mother who's like 19 times in the theaters on Netflix originals. And you're like, oh, it's that movie that I saw 2 months ago from a different guy. Like,
I feel like that also comes from the culture of the studios wanting to
replicate
like
success.
yeah, but they choose like, okay, Kevin Hart, we're gonna make you famous now
Yeah.
because you're funny, and we feel like you and your IP of a
Yeah.
person, will make us money.
Yeah.
So we're going to put you in everything and exploit the shit out of you.
Yeah, you're a known commodity.
In order to make money.
Yeah.
We don't really care what you do. Just be on screen because it'll make us money.
Yeah.
And because they have the money to push out 10, $50 million films, they can do that.
And you can't hate Kevin for wanting to get paid $100 million.
It's never their fault.
Him.
It's never their fault. That's why I'm saying, like, these people, that it has to be, it's a cultural level. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When you have people that worked on large films that now think they're the shit, that's a cultural thing on the inside of, like, you need to humble yourself down and realize that, like, yes, you got that one job and you did do a good job.
Yeah.
But it ain't over. And you got a long way to go before people watch movies because your name is attached to it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And I think that's what I was talking about before with, like, legitimacy, right? People,
Yeah.
and the reason why artists feel it and necessarily athletes don't. Like, a big example of this is like Ocho Cinco, right? Everybody knows who Ocho Cinco is, big football guy, right? He famously has said, I don't fly private, I fly commercial. All my jewelry is fake. Like, everybody wanted me to be blinged out, so I just bought cheap Walmart shit and put it on.
Yep.
I didn't spend a single dollar, neither did Rob Gronkowski, of their things, because athletes are self-assured in the sense of, I am the best. You put me as Rob Gronkowski on the line with every other tight end in the league, I get more receptions. I fucking know I will, because I'm the best. Artists is more subjective. I can't tell if I'm better than you. You can't tell if you're better than the other guy down the road. So the only way you can show that, or you feel like you have to show that, is, oh yeah, well, I worked with this guy. I worked on this movie. I got $100 million budget. You didn't get $100 million budget? Oh, I must be a little bit. And they get their assurance from things that they've done, not necessarily actually being good, right? So what we're talking about here, like some actors who are like, oh yeah, I had 6 speaking lines in Patriots Day, so I am the biggest Boston actor. And it's like, you're not, but you're seeking validation for it because you can't tell the difference between you and every other extra who got pushed up to say 5 speaking lines. What makes you different than them? And the only thing that you can say is, like, I had a named character, so that's my validation. Right.
Now, not to make Andrew Gilligan's head too big here, all right? Settle down.
Love Gilly.
I do love you too, buddy, but still.
Yeah.
One of the reasons that I enjoy working with him as an actor, just someone that we both know, is because he does anything.
100%.
He does anything. If I'm like, yeah, well, this character walks on his hands into the scene, he'll spend 3 weeks trying to figure out how to walk on his hands.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
He's always right there, never says no, always is like, yeah, what's next? And how do we want to do this? And, is ready to learn. I'll put him in everything. I don't care if he's famous or not.
1,000,000%. That exact same thing happened to me I made a really shitty movie called Sins of Salem because I had just had my kids and I was like, man, I want to see if I can have this, because I had a reflection moment where I had this thing where I was like, when my kids grow up, I want to be able to tell them that I do something, not that I did something.
Right.
I don't want to be the has-been. I don't want to be like, well, your dad did do this. Look at my dad, look at my accolades I had from 20 years ago. It's, you watch while I'm doing it, and that's what makes you inspired to do your own thing. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. I can't tell them to go do it if I can't go do it.
Sure.
So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to see if I still got it. So I made this movie called Sins of Salem. I wrote it in a week, casted it, shot it in 2 weeks, and we had it fully edited in a month. And Gilly was one of the people in it. And, it was long, hard days in Salem. It was cold, whatever. And I was like, yo, you're going to have to go die and sit on that door frame and be covered in fake blood. And he's like, all right, bet. And I was like, all right, cool. We'll shoot you out, and then we'll flip it around so we can bring you in. He's like, no, I'm good. I'll sit here. And then we shot. Like 3 hours later, he was still being a dead body in a door frame.
Yep.
And I walked over and I was like, you good? He's like, I'm literally freezing, but I won't move if you don't need me to move. And I was like, dude, you're a fucking I was like, go inside. Go inside, put a fucking blanket on. We'll shoot when you're ready to shoot, because you're a fucking king.
Yeah.
He went back inside. He's like, yeah, sure. I got comfortable. I was like, great. If you're ready, we're ready to go. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, dude, I don't care what I'm doing. If I'm shooting Transformers 900 or the next A24 movie, you're going to be on my set.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody who's willing to, like, and I say this all the time, like, I'm not going to name names again, but when we were doing Trumpet, I knew that Trumpet was going to be our calling card for the company, right?
Fair, yeah.
Because we put $35,000 into a 13-minute short, so it had to be the calling card.
Sure.
So I spared no expense. We did everything. We called everybody, and I knew what the product was going to be, right? we're in 30 festivals right now, and we still have to hear back from another 90. So
Nice.
we're doing a tremendous run. We've got a lot of success, a lot of great premieres. Not a weekend goes by where we're not playing somewhere in the world, which is awesome.
Sure.
But there are so many people who didn't take the phone call because they believed that they were too big for the project. Where I'd be like, "Hey, it's a really cool part. I have a feature plan for it, but this is a proof of concept, so it's only really going to be a 13-minute short." And they're like, "Oh, I don't do shorts." I'm like,
That's wild to me.
Yeah.
That is wild to me. I had another filmmaker on a few months back now, Josh Kirk, who was talking about how he'll call an actor and say, I have this commercial shoot that I would love to have you in. And they'll be like, I'd love to, but I have acting class that night.
yeah, to pass up real work for not
What
real work.
are we talking about?
Yeah,
what are we talking
Class
about
of
here?
practice for this.
It makes no sense, dude. I don't understand
Yeah.
it.
So, and this is where I will give a humbleness check to everybody involved, is that like on these large films that I'm making, right? So
Yeah.
I did $35,000 for Trumpet Gumbo for a short. This next feature I'm doing for $50,000, and all the money is given to me by investors to make this movie
Yeah.
because they like my vision, whatever.
Sure.
So I was like, okay, I got $50,000. How do I make this work? I was calling a bunch of Boston actors, and they were saying like, "Oh yeah, my rate is this, and I was like, "But
Really?
I was like, you don't commend that rate, right?" And I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to go above them and see what happens. So I started putting out phone calls to people who I have no business calling, right? These celebrities and shit. And one of our main characters is a guy from Severance. His name is Dari Olafsson. He's a huge Icelandic guy. He was in Severance. He was in Secret Life of Walter Mitty, True Detective.
Yeah.
I got him on the phone, and I was like, look, this is the movie. This is the budget. And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And I was like, do you care? He's like, I'll do it for free. No rate. I'll just come by. And I was like, dude, I'm fucking haggling with Boston actor number 6,
Yep.
who's like telling me that we're fighting over, a $50 difference per day, and they're saying they're going to walk. And then I have a guy who is literally in a movie right now with Anthony Mackie and fucking what's his nuts, the guy who talks funny, John Malkovich,
Yeah.
who's literally
the guy who talked funny.
yeah, he's literally on set right now saying he's going to fly home from Budapest to do whatever the fuck we need him to do for free.
Yeah.
And I'm haggling with you for fucking $50. I'm like, what are we doing here? You think you're a bigger fish than he is.
Yeah.
And he is the biggest fish. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here?
Yeah.
And it was pissing me off. And I've noticed that more and more and more, is that like I meet big time directors, big time producers, people who are doing this, and they're like, willing and gracious to give you time and talk when they don't owe you a damn thing.
Because they're artists.
Yeah.
They enjoy the craft, bro.
But then
That's
you talk
why.
to people who are on your level or similar levels, and they're like, I don't have time. I'm too busy. I don't want to. I don't want to give you any trade secrets. I'm like, I don't fucking need you, dude. I'm just trying to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to big time me, and I've had bigger conversations than you. What are we even fucking doing here?
Well, yeah, and it's not even about that. Like, if your whole life is about, not you, I'm saying in general, if people out there in this industry, and your whole life is about how famous you are or how big you think your name is, then you're not in this for the right reasons.
100%.
It's not it. All right, final question.
Spit it.
What's the future of Grizzly Brad Films, and what are we doing? Where are we going? When are we working together? That's what I want to know.
Facts. Yeah. Well, if you want to get your ass down to Florida, we're shooting cicadas.
Yeah, well, maybe you should come home, suck it up, and come up here. You know what I mean?
Listen, it's fucking cold up here. So we just finished.
You're a big boy. You can handle it. All right.
Yeah. I got a little fucking New England flubber, but what's it called? We just finished Trumpet. I want to give a shout out to everybody else on GBF. It's my associate producers. Britt McFarland is a production designer in Boston. He's actually on the M. Night movie right now as I'm talking. And he starts walking.
Yeah, they're shooting in Rhode Island.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I got a buddy who's working on that right now.
Yeah.
Too.
So he's doing that. And then my two other lovely associate producers, Paul Taft, who's an actor in Boston, been doing it for a very long time, and Laura Corda, again, actor, and fantastic woman. Love her to death. But the how I picked these people was I've done Cicadas, my movie shooting that in November will be my 17th film. And every single film I shoot, and let's say there's 30 people on set, I pick like 6. And I'm like, you guys are so awesome. I want you guys on everything. Yeah. And then I'll reshuffle the Django board and get rid of the other 24. And then the next movie, I bring those 6 people on, make sure all 6 people are good, and then I bring on another 24. And then from that 24, I find another 6 that I like.
Yep.
So, and I slowly did that over 10 plus years. And now Cicadas, 99% of the people are people who I've worked with for 10 plus years. And I love them to death. And they understand. And I always say, you know, we have this thing is like, is it a GBF person? Is it a Grizzly Brad Films person?
Yeah.
And by that is, what that means is, are they down to clown? Are they, you are coming here to make a fucking movie.
Yeah.
I will bend over backwards, pay to fly you out, put you up, wherever you want to do, if I believe that you're here for the movie.
Yes.
If you're here to make $1 and I'm just a fucking side job to you,
yeah,
eat shit. I don't care about you
Right.
at all. So, and I've had to work a lot of people like that out. So my GBF team works under the lens of, is this person a GBF person? And yeah, I think we found it. So we have we just did Trumpet Gumbo, which is a short. And that has a lot of interested people in doing the feature.
Yep.
The thing with Hollywood, the politic game of it is, if you want to do a feature, before someone gives you 7 figures, they have to see that you can make something at all.
Yeah.
Money back.
Which makes sense. You can't go around asking for shit if you don't know how to make anything.
Exactly. So people saw this proof of concept, and word of advice to anybody: shorts are fantastic. Shorts are amazing. I've done a billion shorts in my lifetime. Nobody gives a shit about shorts outside of the filmmakers.
Right.
People want features.
Yep.
It's almost better to make a shittier feature than an amazing short, because even if you do an amazing short, like I, you know, to again for Trumpet Gumbo, like I just did, the first thing they say is, great, show me your feature. Like, have you done it 2 hours before? Oh, great. Well, come talk to me when you have.
Right.
Like, that is the most important thing ever.
Yep.
Is, can you do a feature? Because a feature,
it's a whole other animal, man.
Yeah, exactly. So filmmaking in general is an endurance game. I want to shout out Steven Schloss. He
amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
We've talked about it before, being an endurance game where people like get into, they make a movie, they shoot the movie, they edit the movie, they put it on YouTube, and it's done in 3 weeks, and they do that over and over and over and over and over again. But the product looks like it. Good movies. You know, I think people are surprised all the time about how long a movie actually takes to make. Like,
oh my God.
People are like, oh my God, Dune 2 is great. I'm like, yeah, Denis been working on it for fucking 7 years. Like, a long, they're like, what? I thought he made it like last year. I'm like, dude, no, these movies take, why do you think Tarantino only has 9 movies? Like, the dude works 6 years at a time per movie.
Yeah.
And I was like,
well, that's an artist right there too. He's a big pain in the ass, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But that guy cares about every comma in that script. Like, everything.
I have Django tattooed on my arm.
I love it. That's my favorite Western.
Really?
It is.
I love Tarantino. I love his style that he puts on everything. I'm not a huge fan of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, me either. Dude.
Yeah. Tarantino, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I love you to death. But
yeah, no, whatever. Listen, if you can't criticize your favorite artist, then you know what I mean?
100%. I'm like Inglourious Bastards, Reservoir Dogs,
Pulp Fiction,
Django Unchained, that type of thing. But people are surprised at how long movies take to make. And Steven was talking to me about it, and he's like, yeah, it's 100% an endurance game. And that's pretty much what Hollywood wants to see, is that, can you last the endurance game? Because artists tend to be impulsive by nature. Like, I wake up, I want to make something today. If I can't make it today, I don't want to do it.
Right.
Right. Where if someone goes, great, you like that idea, that's wonderful, we'll shoot that in 2029. You're like, oh, I don't know if I love it that much. I don't know if I care about it that much. And all Hollywood wants to do is, like, if I'm going to put $1 million into it, if you like it in 2025, you should like it in 2030. You should like it in 2035.
Yeah.
You should like it 50 years from now.
Yeah.
And I'll give you the money in 40 years.
Yeah.
So they want to see you do that. So pretty much that's the process that we got into a Trumpet. We still have a huge festival run to go. The last notification date we have for a festival is March 2026, and we've been hearing back since December 2024. So so we hear back for another stupid amount of time. But we've met so many people who are like, you have my money if you can prove to me that you can do a feature.
Right. So that's what you're doing next.
Exactly. So they gave me all this proof of intent, yada 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 bullshit, saying that, you know, we've got all the contracts saying that the money will come as long as I can prove I can do it. And then luckily one of our investors was like, not only do I think that you can do it, I'm going to give you money for this one. If you can recoup my money and make me a little bit of money, I will give you 10x that for the next money.
Yeah.
So I was like, great. So we took that money and we put into process a movie called What Only Cicadas See. I will tell you the plot because this is the first movie I've actually gotten copywritten.
Give me a tagline. Don't ruin the whole plot.
No, I'm not gonna give you the plot. Yeah. I'll give you the tagline for sure. But I've gotten a copywritten via the U.S. Copyright Board.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Sent it into WGA. So if
Which
anyone,
everybody should do, by the way. It's not overly expensive, and it's way easier than you think.
100%. And it saves it from somebody trying
Being
to steal
stolen.
your story.
You know what the fuck? I mean, it's your artwork.
Exactly, 100%. So, my brain was, I'm a very grounded filmmaker. I like to call myself a grounded filmmaker. I can't. Maybe this is because I'm, autistic and really fucking
aren't we all, bro?
Mentally fucked up. But I have a hard time making things that I don't understand. So, like, if you sat me
You're
down,
not making
and said,
Avatar.
No, yeah, exactly. If someone said, "Brad, write me a Lord of the Rings-esque movie," I can't think of hobgoblin names.
You're like me.
Dragons.
You're like making movies about people.
Exactly.
People are fucked up enough as it is.
100%, 100,000,000%.
There.
You go down to your street in fucking Roxbury, and there's 19 features right there.
Exactly,
so, like, I'm the same way. I'm
totally agree.
Grounded to a fault.
Yeah.
So much so that, like, I say my lines as I'm writing them out loud. I'm like, has a human ever said that? And if the answer is no,
right,
cut it. Like,
agreed.
Like, oh man, this is really great, but I don't know if I can be the pinnacle of human race. And it's like, ew, nobody's ever said that. But you put it in a movie, it sounds gross. So I cut it. So I'm very like, very grounded in that sense. So where it came from, this idea for the feature, What Only Cicadas See, is what is a very human problem and how can I show it? So my first idea was I want to do something, and this is where I fell in love with movies like, or I'll just use True Detective because that's where I love it.
Fine, sure.
I love True Detective season 1. It kind of got boring after that.
I feel like whenever somebody mentions True Detective, they only mean season 1.
Yeah. So season 1, where it was just 2 actors in a car talking about something that is so interesting that you don't care that they're in a car. Right. And I was like, you know what? I want to try to do that. And I was like, I live in the Florida Everglades. I don't really. I live in Tampa. It's fucking beautiful, posh city. But you drive 40 minutes in and nobody's got teeth. So we I love that aspect of it. And it's super cool. So I was like, what if I put a movie here in cars? Okay, great. What would they be doing? And I was like, let's make them something I know. Let's make them documentary filmmakers. They're actually YouTubers. They have a YouTube crime show. And I was like, okay, well, what is the crux of this? I have the general plot. I have the idea. What's the crux? And I was like, let's make it AI. 100%. Let's make it AI. So the plot of the film, or not the plot, the tagline is 2 young documentary filmmakers build an AI that not only starts solving crimes, but predicting crimes. And then it leads them to crime scenes that haven't happened yet for them to document.
Interesting. That's great.
Yeah.
I like that.
So they start off trying to like solve like petty crimes, and they end up in the belly of a cult in Florida, in Central Florida. So they
that's sick.
Yeah. So it's just 2 young documentary filmmakers in a car. Shout out Omar Gonum, who's playing one of them, and Mary Purcell, who's playing the other documentary filmmaker. And the voice of the AI is Dari. There's the big time actors, and he already voiced all of his lines. I have 3.5 hours of VO on my laptop. And he is the perfect voiceover for it. And what I wanted to do was, it's a very human thing. I said, what if AI isn't the problem? AI isn't the solution. AI is a tool.
Yep.
And how the people look at it is the human problem, and that's the climax.
Yeah.
So
the not understanding of how to use the tool.
Exactly. So the whole thing comes down to, one of the filmmakers is very like, this is revolutionary. We should use this. Let's do this. And the other one goes, this is bigger than us. We need to give this to somebody who can actually do it.
I love it.
So it's like, if me and you sat here and we asked AI to come up with cancer treatments, and it spit out an exact formula for how me and you can buy shit from CVS and solve cancer.
Yep.
One of us might be like, great, let's give this to everybody. Another one might be like, let's sell it.
Yep.
To the highest bidder.
Let's see how much we can make with
exactly.
this. We're saving humanity here.
Exactly. So the crux of the film is these 2 filmmakers have now built Batman, an AI that can tell them exactly where crimes are happening. And one person goes, great, this is for the greater good. Let's give it to the FBI. Another one goes, fuck the FBI. Fuck everybody. I'm going to be it. I'm going to be solving crimes all over the world. You're going to have to pay me $1 million, and I can tell you when a crime is going to happen in your city. Let's do it for the biggest bidder.
I like this.
And that's the entire crux of the story. AI is not the problem. AI is the tool. I have given you a golden fucking sledgehammer. What do you two monkeys do with it? Do you fight over it? Do you beat each other with it? Do you come together? Like
right.
And that's the whole plot of the story.
That's cool. No, I'm very excited for it. That I can't wait to see it. I'm sure it'll be a couple of years from now, but
no, I move very fast.
Okay,
so
all right.
I wrote the feature in 2 days.
Damn.
Yeah, we've already cast, crewed up. We've got all the location releases, everything signed.
And you start shooting when?
November.
Nice.
And then it'll
Congratulations.
be edited and finished
by the end of the year.
March.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
it's not bad.
No, 4 months for a feature, not bad at all.
That's not bad at all, man.
Yeah. So
best of luck to you.
Yeah, we'll have it done then, and that's What Only Cicadas See. Check it out on Instagram. That's the.
Oh yeah, this is the last thing. So where can people follow you if they want to follow you in your journey and stuff?
Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram with Grizzly Photos. 99% of the time, that's just pictures of my wife and kids.
Sure.
It's just my personal IG. I don't really do a lot of film stuff on it. Grizzly Brad Films on Instagram is the company's page. That's where you can find where we're playing next for Trumpet Gumbo, what the next thing is for the Trumpet Gumbo feature, and where we currently are with What Only Cicadas See. And then every project I do has its own Instagram, so you can go follow if you want just that singular project. But I'm going to tell you off camera what I'm doing for.
Oh yeah, we'll talk for a minute after. Yeah, you're not kicked out.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you off camera what I'm doing for the film, because I have a marketing background. That's what I do for my
nice
day job. So
yeah, we're going to talk a lot.
Yeah,
so you'll never get rid of me, kid.
Yeah, exactly. So I do marketing every day. So I get Mr. Beast brand deals for brands and stuff like that, and I do SEO and stuff like that. So marketing is what I do to make the money to make films, leisurely without having to beg and grovel for money and, and be stressed about it. So I have an idea that I think has cracked an algorithm, but I don't want to give it away because I don't want somebody to act on it faster than I can.
Of course. That makes sense.
I'm going to do that, and I'll tell you off camera, and we can talk about it then. But yeah, look out for it for What Only Cicadas See beginning of sometime next year. And yeah, I mean, like I said, shout out to the GBF team. Gilly is not officially a part of the GBF team. We offered it to him, but he wants to be a big time Hollywood actor, and we absolutely respect him for it.
More power to him. That kid will do anything, and even if he does, and when he does, I should say, become a big time Hollywood actor, he will definitely be not someone who's too big for indie film. Do you know what I'm saying? 100%. He will always be there for indie film people. He's a great kid, and
well, good, because I'm going to be an indie film director till I'm 90, and he's going to be in everything I do. So
yeah.
Shout out Gilly, shout out Paul, shout out Laura, shout out Britt, and then obviously, like I said, I wouldn't have come today if it wasn't for my wife and kids, because I fucking can't stand talking in front of cameras. I can't stand showing up to premieres. I can't stand doing any of that shit. If I could be a hobgoblin making movies in the dark where nobody knows who the hell I am, I would absolutely love that. But my wife and kids push me out there to.
I'm glad they did, man. It's been a pleasure to have you here and to meet you, and I think that could be the start of some more business in the future.
Yeah, yes,
so
sir.
I'm excited for that too. Like and subscribe, or you're a loser.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
Peace.